Hi everyone. Sitting here in March of 2021 and golf season is just exploding.
Tellico Village Broadcasting, your source of programming highlighting active lifestyles in our beautiful surroundings.
Outside it's like 62 degrees. It's wonderful. Still fighting COVID. And let's give an update on what we're doing. And with me, as usual, is our Director of Golf, Chris Sykes.
Thank you, Lynn.
Hi, Chris. I'm Lynn Willis, your host. And now let's talk about COVID and what's transpired in the last couple of months.
Unfortunately, COVID hadn't gone anywhere. Maybe we can see a little flicker of light at the end of the tunnel. So we're going to stick with the same Phase 2 golf operations COVID provisions we've been using for almost a year now.
Okay.
So at least 8 or 9 months since last June, we kind of made a shift. But we're going to stay the course, continue to make sure the golf is a safe haven as long as we can, and with the vaccination process forthcoming and folks getting vaccinated. So as we get a little deeper into the season and get the village vaccinated, then we'll make some other additional shifts, but we don't see any reason to change anything at this point in time. So we feel like it's working beautifully.
Well, I first of all, when we started and implemented all the COVID precautions back in the spring of last year,
March of 2020,
it has worked really well. And what is so good about it is that other businesses or other things have really suffered financially because of that. Mm-hmm. But golf gives us the opportunity to be outdoors, and it actually, not to say thank goodness for COVID, because of course I wouldn't say that.
Right.
But COVID has helped the golf operations.
There's no question
as far as money. So budgetary wise, how does that look?
Things are great. 2020 was a record year, exceeded expectation and then some. And 2021, there's no sign of slowdown in sight. So again, as you mentioned, golf is a game of social distancing. It's played in the great outdoors. So as a result, nationwide, there's been an uptick in golf. So golf is extremely healthy, probably the most healthy it's been in a couple decades. And that's, the same is true here in Tellico Village. So we're very, very busy.
And I really like the concept that why don't we in the golf continue to be as safe as we have been, and continue that until, whether it's 2 months or 8 months or whatever, we are told, don't worry about it anymore.
That's
because it's not hurting us financially. Golfers are loving our golf courses and your staff and the work they do. So everything's good. So we're going to continue, as Chris says, with the COVID precautions until we feel really safe.
That's right. There's no reason to change.
So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We always like to mention current golf events. I was talking to Chris a couple of days ago, and I think he mentioned 37 that are upcoming. But can we just cover some of those?
You got it. Well, let me give you a little update on kind of where we stand rounds-wise. So again, 2020 was a record year. We did 103,000 rounds, and which was crazy busy.
It is.
And things have not slowed down a bit. So January was an average month for January with temperatures and precipitation. February was actually a little colder than normal and much wetter than normal. But inside of that, through the end of February, we're some 3,300 rounds over budget.
Whoa.
Some 2,300 rounds ahead of 2020. And another interesting tidbit is our unlimited programs have really blown up, and that's a good thing. So all total through the end of January, again, it's just through the end of January, we have about 500 people that have signed up for our different unlimited programs, whether it's individual, the 2-person household, or the Twilight. So that really sets us up for success. And what's going to look like on the backside of COVID, nobody can predict. But right now, obviously golf is very healthy and busy, and we're set up for success.
Well, I don't think the things that you and your staff have done will be adversely affected at all once COVID is out of here.
No question.
I mean, you have set up programs like this, not just one, but several types of unlimited type play or reduced fee type afternoon or whatever, and people are saying he's got a spot there that I would like to join in and do that because it sounds good. So the rounds are going up, not so much that people want to get out because of COVID, but because of what you've done and the programs you offer and the condition of the golf courses.
The team deserves all the credit.
Oh,
sure.
oh,
The
yeah.
program is driven by the golf professional staff, and the golf courses are taken incredible care of by the golf superintendent and the golf course maintenance staffs. But we've got a lot of things coming up, like you mentioned, golf events. Some recent ones that were extremely successful. The Winter Golf Classic, we had 96 folks at Tanassi this past weekend. The President's Day Skin Game and Valentine's Day Alternate Shot. We're trying to get creative and have events for any and every holiday and anything we could do to create activity. In spite of less than ideal weather, those were heavily participated in. Something that's unique, we started last year and then COVID ended it prematurely, but the Winter Mini Golf League has been another tremendous success. So we capped it at 36 because of COVID, just feeling like, okay, we can safely accommodate about 2 groups per hole in the pavilion, even though it's open air. We limited to that, and we maxed it out all 7 weeks. Tremendous success. The Trackman Tuesdays was a tremendous success. Every Tuesday was booked solid, and then we had some additional bookings. Some other associations that took advantage of that platform where we just kind of had our studio set up there in the pavilion. Not ideal, but we made it work. So with our marine vinyl, the clear vinyl we put around the pavilion and some additional heaters, it's pretty comfortable. So that was a huge hit. And Casey Flanagan actually also started some speed classes that have gone through the winter months that I'm sure we'll expand upon that. So that's the new rage in golf, Bryson DeChambeau, all the craziness there. So everybody's wanting to hit the ball further. There's some equipment that can help you do that, but there's also some approaches to the game and getting more athletic. And these tools called speed sticks that folks is one of the new rages in golf. People are taking advantage of. My daughter included. She's got a set and participated in Casey's class. So anything we can do to make golf, more fun, we're all about it.
So who has all the imagination with you and your staff? Who's coming up with all of these things?
Well, it's team oriented, team driven. I may can take a little credit, but I'm always pushing the team. We're trying to think out of the box. There's no bad idea. Some of the ideas we'll come up with, well, I was stupid, but a little bit of trial and error. So we continue to push things forward, push the envelope, so to speak, and just get creative and try to capitalize on every opportunity we can to make golf more fun. And that's what we're all about.
Okay, so the weather is really getting good. Probably within a week or two, we're going to have temperatures in the mid-70s and whatever. And April and October are my 2 favorite months. And and I think they're the best golf months as well. So you've got a lot of April events coming up. Hit on some of those.
Goodness gracious! I mean, it's about to get really, really busy. So just to rattle off a few here. Let me look at my notes. So the men's leagues continue. Trackman Tuesdays and Winter Mini Golf are going to conclude. We got clinics kicking off this month. Golf 101s are held the 4th Friday of every month. We're actually going to host a state junior event early in the season before things get kicked off, so we're excited about that, a TGA event. Spring Green Aeration is coming up March 15th through 19th. I'll get into the details there because that's a little different process than what we've used in the past. The ladies' leagues have their opening days coming up, all 3 of those leagues. We're back on. We're hosting the Loudoun County Chamber of Commerce event again, which is something that had left here and now has come back. So it's actually an afternoon outing, which is no disruption to the tee sheet whatsoever. So it paired up beautifully with our calendar. The Masters is just around the corner. That's crazy, right? So we'll have our Masters pool, Masters Par 3 tournament at Tanassi on April 6th, and a couple of really major events. And one's new, and it's another one of those things where we're pushing the envelope a little bit, but we're going to have, for the first time ever, an all-vendor demo day on April 9th.
Okay, all vendor?
All vendor.
What does that mean?
Well, it's going to be a huge event. So we've got professionals on staff with, Adam Jacobs, Callaway, Jeff Harrington and Michael Ledbetter are Ping, Casey Flanagan is Titleist, and Charles Rofers is Cobra. So all of those major manufacturers will be here on April 9th, Friday, April 9th. Hopefully the weather cooperates, so we'll shut down the range at Toco from noon to 5. We're going to have all those members, those vendors set up, all those major manufacturers set up with all the latest and greatest in equipment. They'll all have TrackMans or multiple TrackMans, So we'll be able to do any and all custom fitting on site, so people can try all those major brands. In addition, we're going to have some free food, free drinks. You'll have to pay for alcohol, but everything else is taken care of. And we're going to have some other giveaways. We're going to have the sports animal here on location, so it's going to be a huge event. And it's just one of those things that is an opportunity to celebrate Tellico Village Golf, because there's nobody else that can do this.
Yeah.
Right? Your typical 18-hole facility might have a relationship with one of those manufacturers, where we have staffers with all those manufacturers. So that's something that we just kind of came up with. Hey, we've got the ability to do this, so let's do it. So we're super excited about that.
We are pretty good, aren't we?
We're unique, yeah, because we're big and we're well-rounded. So we can do things here in Tellico Village Golf that other golf communities simply can't do.
April the 9th is that date. Okay, and we got a beautification tournament at Toqua on Saturday, April the 17th. That's to raise money for the beautification committees at all the golf courses. So all of them combined and to work with that. That started probably 12 to 14 years ago, because I started the Kahidi Beautification Golf Committee. So that was that's really good. That's continued. They need the money to do the little thing for all the golf courses to beautify it.
There's a question. They do a lot of big things too.
Yeah.
And it's one of those events we were building up to last year, and we had to cut it because of COVID, and we hadn't really found our way with how to navigate golf in the COVID environment. So we made some additional provisions to raise some funds, but we didn't raise the funds that we historically have for the beautification committee. So we need to play catch up a little bit. So that's going to be $45 per play or $180 per team. It's going to be Saturday, April 17th at Toqua. And the fee includes your lunch and range. We're going to have a revenge style setup, which we've done historically. You're going to have door prizes, silent auction items. So again, it's all to benefit those beautification committees, which help maintain a number of gardens throughout the golf courses, help maintain the clubhouse surrounds. They'll have funds on occasion that help pay for improvements. So a lot of good comes out of that event and those beautification committees for sure.
So also we've got the Senior Club Championship coming up on April the 24th. That's going to be at Tanassi. That's a Sunday on April the 25th. So it's 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
April 24th and 25th. 24th at Toqua, 25th at Tanassi.
That's right.
That's a Senior Club Championship. And I know you can't remember all of these things we're throwing at you, but it's on the calendar. It's at golftellicovillage.com website. You can go there and see all of these, and any of the 3 golf courses can help explain what is there, how to sign up, and so on and so forth. They're all aware of what's going on. But as you can see, between now and until 27 years from now, it's extremely busy. I mean, and Chris is leading the march, and him and his staff needs to be thanked every time you get a chance to do that. So think about that. Okay. Capital improvements, those are big money items. Are there any in the near future?
Well, 2021 is going to be a big year in a number of ways. So my recent point of emphasis has been on coming up with a solution for our golf cart fleets, because our past setup and structure doesn't really support our current business model and how busy we are. And you mentioned earlier about the different programming. So not only are we busier, but we're making better use of the tee sheet, which opens up more availability in a roundabout way. So we've been working really hard on that. So we're about to come to a conclusion there, I hope. So hopefully we'll be able to improve the overall golf experience with some new golf cars, which are much needed. And the biggest physical project this year will be the front 9 bunkers at Kahidi. So that's going to be forthcoming later this spring, and we hope to break ground later this spring and into the summer. So we're going to do the front 9 bunkers at Kahidi in 2021 and the back 9 in 2022. So that's exciting.
Okay, sounds good. So we're in the winter season. What have we done during the winter season to improve our golf here at Tellico Village?
We're very productive. We're always busy. There's never a dull moment in golf. You're always trying to create some different programming ideas, but it's a really good opportunity to make some golf course improvements. We have some indoor days where it's not conducive to get outside because of the weather, and we make most of our golf course accessories by hand. They're wooden. Some of them are cooperative efforts with Tellico Village woodworkers. So those are all refinished and ready to go out for the season. So we'll put out all new accessories at the beginning of the season. And one of those is a cooperative effort with the woodworkers, where we got some new team markers coming for Tokwa, a new design that we know is going to be very well received. We're excited about those. The wintertime is also a busy time of year for our tree management programs at all 3 facilities, whether it's limbing or removal of dead trees, or just some strategic removal for a safety item, or just for some lighting, improving a microclimate. So we are able to have some time to do those efforts in the winter season. We have the new range pad with artificial surface expansion at Tokwa, which was very well received. It's an excellent surface. Tenacity bunker renovation. Wells and his team have been killing it as usual. So they're pretty much finished there, and that's been about a 4 to 5 year process, and been a huge money saver for the village. And additionally, at Tenacity, they've completed all their cart path repairs, and that was a cooperative effort where Wells and his team did the demolition and excavation themselves, and then we had a contractor come in and do the actual concrete work. So it's professionally done. But again, that cooperative approach saved the POA tons of money. New pole barn at Tokwa. So we've got stuff going on all the time throughout the winter months.
Okay, I also noticed here, and I'm sure I'm going to ask you, you can explain. Normally when we talk about aeration, it's like this week is Tenacity, this week is Kahiti, this week's Tokwa. The date here is the week of March 15th. That doesn't sound like a 3-week period.
It is not. So a very different approach this year. We haven't done a deep tine aeration in my tenure. So it's long overdue. If something needs to be part of your program, so we're playing a little bit of catch up there. So what we're doing is what's called drill and fill aeration. So and we'll get some information. We've sent some information out, and you're welcome to check and check out the process once we get going. But it's a machine that comes in and is a 1-inch drill bit that drills a hole 8 inches deep into the profile and backfills it with clean sand. So it gives us a clean channel of sand to the virgin mix, and really has a significant short-term impact and long-term impact on our putting surfaces and our ability to be successful. So it's something will be more routine moving forward. We're playing catch-up, but you rely on a contractor for that. So trying to schedule with a contractor, they weren't going to be able to come in back-to-back weeks. So we've condensed the process into 1 week, weather permitting. So we're going to need a little luck, but we feel pretty good about it. So we're going to do a little less. Historically we've done a double aeration a week at a time per course. So we're going to do the drill and fill in a single aeration, and that'll basically amount to an even more significant impact than what we've been doing historically with the deep tine aeration. So it's just something we needed to do to set ourselves up for success. So again, the dates and the closures have all been communicated, and they're on the website, the calendar. But it's going to be a rolling closure of sorts where we're condensing everything into 1 week. And it's the first of the 3 weeks, which is a little less disruptive, because the deeper into the calendar, the more busy we get. Exactly.
Okay, all in 1 week. I might want to sit back and watch that.
Yeah, well, we may need your help. So if you see somebody shoot off a flare, come running, and we'll need some help, hauling some sand or something.
Okay. As far as the Bermuda grass, fertility, or anything of that nature, is there stuff you're doing about that?
And that's about to really get busy too. So agronomically, we're about to hit one of our peaks of where we have the most concentrated, intense part of our year with respect to making any number of applications. So we'll, in addition to the green aeration process, we'll do our spring green up application with the Bermuda grass, help get it going and kicking and filling in. Our spring pre-emerge applications, course wide, and all our different grasses for our summer annuals, primarily goose and crabgrass. There's a number of fungicide applications for soil-borne diseases that are timely, that you base off soil temps. There's a lot of science involved, but we'll in the next couple of weeks we'll be making those applications for our Pythium diseases, Pythium root rot, Pythium root dysfunction, our fair ring applications. We'll be getting wetting agents into the system. So a lot of things. There's a lot to get done in a short period of time. So the golf maintenance team is going to be extremely busy the next few weeks.
Okay, so there'll be a test later for you to name the diseases that we just covered.
And Latin names included.
Okay. I'm sitting here absolutely amazed at what's going on with our golf, and how it's obvious that Chris and his team are on top of everything. Everything is planned: the events, the schedule, the aeration, the capital purchases, the need for carts and where they're going to get them, and so on and so forth. I don't think I could catch you not being prepared for any question I were to ask you about golf in Tellico Village.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got a great team,
Yeah.
and we got even better support. So, thank you, Lynn, for your efforts. Thank you, Tellico Village Broadcasting. Thank you to the entire golf community, the entire community as a whole, because we're all in this together. And whether you're a golfer or not, well, golf positively impacts you.
Yeah.
And we love our golfers, and we couldn't do it without your support. And we just got one heck of a team, and I couldn't be any more grateful for them and their efforts.
Okay, so thank you for being with us. Again, I want to thank Tellico Village Broadcasting for putting on the show for us. And we'll see you next month. Go tee it up, okay?